Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Redeemables podcast, where we take a movie that's rated 50 or less in Metacritic, and we either decide to, yeah, I like it, I'm going to redeem it, or we're going to nail it to the fucking cross. I'm with my dear friends, as always, the talented Mr. Ripley Benjamin.
Hey.
And the guy that's seen my dick more than my wife, Kennedy.
Hello.
It's true.
And I'm your host, Duff, and today we're doing If It Bleeds, We Can Kill It.
Deep in the jungle, where nothing that lives is safe.
You lose it here, you're in a world of hurt.
Showtime, kid.
Knock.
An elite rescue squad
You're bleeding, man. I ain't got time to bleed.
is being led by the ultimate warrior.
We need the best. That's why you're here.
But now,
What's got Billy so spooked? There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
they're up against the ultimate enemy.
Holy Mother of God.
Nothing like it has ever been on Earth before.
She says the jungle just came alive and took him.
We cannot see it,
No blood, no bodies. We hit nothing.
but it sees the heat of our bodies and the heat of our fear.
Whatever it is out there, it killed Hopper. And now it wants us.
It kills for pleasure.
He was skinned alive.
It hunts for sport.
It's killing us one at a time. We're all gonna die.
But this time, it's picked the wrong man to hunt.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'm doing the Predator, man, and
Wait. The Predator?
nah, Predator. Sorry.
Don't
Good
confuse the audience this early.
Well, to me, it is the Predator.
Okay.
The OG.
It's the OG Predator.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
first one. It's
I knew what you meant.
1987.
Yeah, what a time. Wow. What a time.
So old. Yeah.
I was like, what, 4, and Ben was 38.
Wait, does that mean we're getting...
It was a good year. It was a good year.
So yeah, I'm doing Predator. I've got a crazy.
Sorry, you would say 87. I just realised it's 25-year anniversary next year. They're going to do something for that.
Oh, you're
stop the
welcome,
pod.
Arnie.
Yeah,
Stop the pod, we'll do it next year.
No.
Think of something else on the fly.
The Predator. We're doing
The Predator.
We're doing the Predator.
She's the man. She's the man.
That's not bad.
Is it though? Is it?
No, but they'll do like a big box set, celebration, remaster, all that shit.
Do people do Blu-rays anymore? I think maybe we'll get a special release on a streaming device.
They do. They do the covers. Like, you know, when they do like a 25th anniversary and they have like a cool lenticular cover and
Lenticular.
Yeah.
Oh, get your words out, Kev,
yeah,
mate.
thank you. I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
Is Predator in 4K yet?
I don't know. It's very lenticular.
Like 4K.
I don't know how to use it. as a
No,
sentence.
that's not right.
All right. I don't care anymore.
You know what they'll do?
I'm moving on.
They'll find an extra 4 minutes of footage and they'll do a director's cut and they'll re-release it in the cinemas.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd go
I'm
watch.
there.
There is a few crazy extra scenes about the Predator, but I won't go into that later or now.
Great.
So let's talk about the budget.
Look
The
it up.
budget was made, ready?
Yeah.
This might blow your mind. 15 million.
15, yeah.
An Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It didn't blow my mind, sorry. Only because it's the late 80s. I think that's kind of what I don't think there was big, but like the biggest budget film was probably, I don't know, 30 mil.
Well, fucking eye twitch. I'm so sorry. I'm already starting to get really angry.
No, I'm just not shocked by
No,
that.
you got to start chasing the CGI.
Yeah. Oh, although Arnie was probably getting...
He was big,
It's all
man.
relative though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just came off Commando. But
No, he was, but nowadays a movie like that makes 500 million, whereas back there the biggest movie probably makes back 50 mil. If that. They didn't have all the... Yeah.
Okay, do you want
There
to...
was one movie cinema in Australia in 87. Is that right? I don't know. Sounds good. It was a Hoyt.
Wait. GBO. What do you think? What do you reckon?
You go.
Lots. I reckon... So 15 million in.
15 million.
I'm going to go 10 times. It made 10 times. It's I reckon $150 million.
Wow, that's huge.
Wow, that's huge for...
I'm going to go a hunch. I'm going to go a bit more conservative just because I don't think the movie industry was that big. But I'm happy to be wrong.
That one
Yeah,
Hoyts in
you
Perth
got
was
it.
packed.
How much was it?
98 million. So
Okay.
it
Right.
was a
Thank you.
success. It
Yeah,
was
no, you're welcome, Kevin.
Just a fun fact, the user review is 87.
Yeah, of
so
course it is.
45, 87. So it's got a huge...
That's
The
a lot.
Metacritic score was what, sorry? 45.
45, yeah. So.
And user reviews 87.
That's incredible.
87's low for me.
Really?
I thought I would've
It's
thought it'd
easily
be
the highest
higher.
we've come across.
87 out of 100.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty high.
being a dick.
Oh, you've been a dick. Fair enough. Yeah, so 98 million, and you think about the following Predator got. It's comic books, it's everything. It's
Yeah.
like a whole new franchise.
Yeah.
So I reckon from this movie, multi-hundred
Oh,
billion
yeah, yeah.
million.
100 billion.
$101 billion. I just think it's like grown exponentially.
No, you're
Hey.
right. So if you say it made 98 at the GBO, then what?
look at the following of
if you look at what
VHS.
it's made up until this point,
Yeah.
till the 25th year anniversary, then it probably would be well
How
over
many
a
times have
billion.
you seen that
The
motherfucker on
merchandise.
TV as well?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh, T-shirts,
Yeah.
whatever.
VHS sales alone.
Yeah.
Helmets, everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bike helmets. I've seen them.
We should actually mention that we've got a giant.
We do.
Predator
I'll
head
put it on the Instagram
Yeah.
photos. Giant head.
right in the middle of the table.
Yeah. So
Ken
different
harvested
than
it
a normal
himself.
head we have. So
He decapitated a visiting alien himself. Ken did.
Thank you.
Kept it in his attic, I believe.
Yeah, it's got a few attic spiders on it. I hate going up there.
okay. So I'm going to do the wiki. Get right into it. Yeah.
Yes. Wiki.
Oh, this is going to be hard for me because I'm shit at reading notes. It's a long one as well.
I believe in you.
Don't. Bear with me. So ready? Here we go. Predator is a 1987 American sci-fi action horror film directed by John McTiernan and written by brothers Jim and John Thomas. It is the first installment in the Predator franchise. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as a leader of an elite paramilitary rescue team on a mission to save hostages in a guerrilla-held territory in, get this, a Central American forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very, just around
Just
there.
a Central American.
Who encounter a deadly predator, a technologically advanced,
You got there.
yeah, I got that.
Yeah, keep going.
Advanced alien who stalks and hunts them down. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
That's good. That's nailed it. It's
a good wrap.
That's actually nailed it.
So I didn't watch the movie. I just read that and
Yeah.
assumed everything. That is the biggest wiki I've ever done.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know there was an expand. Because I normally go into the movie and I go, "Fucking Wikipedia's in it. Why are all my movies like 3 lines long?"
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't expand the motherfucker.
right.
So on this one, my lesser one was Predator is a 1987 American sci-fi action horror film directed by John McTiernan and written by brothers Jim and John Thomas. And I was like, perfect.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
Perfect. And I went, that doesn't make any sense because there's like no information there at all.
Yeah. And then expand.
So, bad reviews. I fucking hate this and it makes me very angry reading about it.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. Janet Maslin. So remember, this is 1987, so these motherfuckers are writing on an old school typewriter.
Yeah.
With a quill and a typewriter.
Hitting me off.
Calligraphy.
To whom it may concern.
Dear reader, Jane Maslin
Yep.
from the New York Times. Alternately grisly and dull with few surprises.
What?
Did you watch the end? There's a big fucking alien in it.
How do you call it dull?
Dull.
With few
okay.
surprises. How about that motherfucking camouflage alien rips his face off and shows a pussy mouth? Like, Jesus Christ! Did she
pretty
watch
big
this?
surprise.
Did she watch it? I was surprised as hell.
I don't think she did.
I'm jacked up. I'm furious
I
already.
think she watched the first 10 minutes and went, well, this is a bit dull.
Oh, not for me.
Hasn't surprised me yet. I'm going to turn it off.
Okay, I don't know if we've had this lady before. Rita Kempley from the Washington Post.
I don't think we've had any
No,
of them because
we've-
this is going bad.
We've had the post a bit, but
Yeah.
just not specifically.
Frankly, scarier critters have checked into the Roach motels.
I don't know
What the
Roach
fuck is a
Motel
Roach
No,
Motel?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that aged well, that take lady.
Yeah, edit that bitch out because she's an idiot.
Pretty good creature as well. Predator. Like,
It's
that's not the thing to attack in this
no.
movie. Like,
I just feel like revolutionised. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
If you want to be a critic, there's probably some things you can
Yeah.
pick, but not that.
So far they are wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
criticize my nuts. Okay, listen to this. David Sturrett
Yeah.
from the Christian Science Monitor.
I can't wait.
Well, it's suitable
Christian
for the
Science.
Christian Science.
Hang
like,
on.
what?
Wait, what? No, sorry, I won't.
I
I won't. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Imagine it's a.
For the other pod. It's for the
Christian
other pod.
Science doesn't make any sense.
No,
yeah?
That's the problem.
Okay.
Do it anyway.
Maybe this guy's fun. We didn't realize he's fun because he's given it a 12, which makes me sick.
12.
Arnold Schwarzenegger fights an outer space monster in a third world jungle. The monster never has a chance, neither does the jungle, and neither does the audience.
Oh.
Wow.
Why is it a third world jungle?
Yeah.
Like, why is he?
Oh, because the Christian guy was there earlier spreading
He
the
was
word.
he was a missionary.
And then everyone went, "Stop spreading. You love science." And he goes, "That's right, I do love science."
You're confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Los Angeles Times, we always have to do one from Michael Williamson.
Yep.
It's arguably one of the emptiest, feeblest, most derivative scripts ever made as a major movie. There's no need to do bear with me. There's no need to do a Mad Magazine movie parody of this. It's already on screen. Okay, I'm gonna reel everyone back. A Mad Magazine
Yeah, I'm pretty.
parody.
I've actually got a bit
You
excited
remember
then.
that, Ben?
Yeah, man. Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah.
What
Do you-
me worry?
I just remember folding the back page.
This is why you remember
Yeah.
1987. You go,
Yeah.
hey, man.
That's cool. I'm glad you included that one.
Yeah.
Here's a
Mad Magazine parody.
yeah.
That's how I legitimately learnt about some movies before I got to see the movie, was reading the Mad Magazine parody.
Yeah. What was the name of the guy on the cover?
Alfred E. Newman.
Alfred E. Newman.
I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I just used to go into
Alfred E. something.
news agency and just I wouldn't read any of it, just do the folding at the back.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
go,
that was the whole
and then
thing.
put it back.
Oh,
Lovely. I'm that guy.
That fucking guy.
I'm that guy.
They were savage and wrong.
Yeah, I just don't understand them.
That's what we're here for.
I think that's what it's just. I
was
think it's another
wondering.
case of I didn't watch it, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
Well, that
but
was.
I went
I
there-
feel like that was the first lady.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
she just said it's dull.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you just didn't watch it.
I was wondering how this particular segment of the podcast would go, because I reckon this is one where most of those people would take their criticisms back over the course of time,
Yeah.
because
No
this
one-
movie has grown in stature ever since.
And also, it just, say it's the Washington Post or LA Times, whatever, like they're big, what are they back then?
They're
Newspapers.
rags.
They're
Big.
rags, yeah. So they're big newspapers, and then that's the person they're using to go and review
Yeah.
an Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
Yeah.
Like they were going to hate it before they started. Yeah. I don't get it.
And I really want to learn more about the Christian Science.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
that
just going to
about?
subscribe. I bet you it's still going.
So yeah, that's my reviews. Well, not my reviews, some other idiot's reviews. I didn't really enjoy it all. So that was really hard for me to do that. Write
Yeah.
it down, read it.
Well, it
fucking-
hurt you to say bad words about Predator.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
never do such a thing.
Yeah.
Never. Let's talk about what was your thoughts on the movie? What was your feel? How did it feel to rewatch it again?
I found it fucking dull, boring, over the top, terrible visual effects. I didn't like it.
Oh, my fucking eye twitch is back. You're a
I'm just
bloody
moving
liar.
sharp objects away from Duff.
Yeah, you're a liar.
No, I'm a Predator guy.
Yeah.
I brought the fucking head with me.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Always bring me head. You're a good guy.
Yeah. I'm going to do a Duff here and go, I think I've seen it 100 times.
I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be far off that. I think I've actually watched it with you about 20 of those times.
Yeah, well, yeah. My wife actually said, I think you've watched this at least 100 times.
While I've slept on the couch next to you.
Well, no, I'm interested to see what you think, Ben.
I love this movie.
Thank.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I've loved this movie since the first time I saw it. There's very few movies in my life that I can tell you exactly where I was when I first watched it. For me, it's like songs. There's a few songs that just stop me in my tracks, and they take me back there.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Lyndon Pierce's birthday party, probably 1987.
Shout out to Lyndon.
How you going, Lyndon? Officer Lyndon Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We ended up on opposite sides of the law, but that's my other pod. Yeah, I remember, because I was not necessarily allowed to watch this kind of thing growing up. I'm a little bit strict. I was raised Amish.
Tell us more
Traditional
about that.
Amish Christian Scientist.
Let's go down.
No, I was action films and gore and stuff like that, because 87, I was 11 years old.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I think it was
Thought you were
probably by the time. Thank you. That's actually the nicest thing you've ever said. In a roundabout kind of way. But you're mostly mean to me, so that makes sense. I reckon by the time it came out on VHS and all that sort of thing and made it to Bridgetown, Western Australia,
Yep.
it was probably like at least mid-88.
2017.
Mid-88 by the time I watched it.
Yeah.
So pretty impressionable at that age.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind.
Lucky you to get to see it when it was brand new out.
Yeah.
Because you were that age.
Yeah.
Like I would have been 3 or 4,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have watched it until probably mid-90s.
Oh, see, that's what's wrong with society.
Yeah. I probably watched it at the same age as you,
Yeah.
but after it had been out, after everyone had talked about it and
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah, I was about 6, and I definitely watched it when I was young. So I have terrible parents, but I loved it, and it's evolved the way I like
Shout out
movies.
to them.
All my movies, I love it when the Marines get hunted down one by one.
Yeah.
I read like 2 books a week, and I love my books to be like some
Marines
sort of
getting
creature
hunted.
or dinosaurs hunting Marines one by one. That's
Yeah.
it's my niche. It's everything for me. And you got to remember, this movie has a high impact on my life.
Yeah.
While everyone was waiting for my
Wait,
beautiful...
are you about to tell us you become a Marine? Were you a Marine before we met?
When I
Sorry.
got married, while everyone was waiting for my beautiful wife to walk down the aisle, I actually had the Predator
I remember
theme
that.
song going in the background.
Yeah.
So while I was sitting there smoking 100 cigarettes, telling the photographer to get out of my way, it just...
Yeah, I remember that well.
So I have seen this movie 100 times.
Yeah.
It was a wedding song for me. But I turned that shit off as
What
soon
did you
as...
walk down the aisle to?
As soon as Callie came, I was like, turn that shit off.
The Imperial March from Star Wars. So for the listeners at home, Duff is once not exaggerating. Like this movie, he would have mentioned. I've heard him mention it like so many times. He lives and breathes this bloody movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm surprised it took us so many episodes to get to it.
I thought it was going to be first one off.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
For
didn't want to
Duff,
go
yeah.
nuts
Yeah.
because, like, my hosting, my note writing, it's different, but I needed to have my niche before I could just lunge into Predator. I'm not a psychopath.
Well, here we are. So strap yourselves in, people.
See, we like it yet. Let's get into the...
Looking back, maybe we should have launched with Predator over Domino, but hey, hindsight.
I don't know why I feel attacked, but
I think we need a bit
Maybe
of
we'd have
negative-
100,000 listeners now instead of 20,000 that we've got.
For me, Predator is awesome. Everything is awesome, even the deaths.
Yeah.
yeah.
The deaths are cool. I want to talk
scenes.
about the deaths.
Oh, man, let's talk about the death scenes. So, right here and right now, what was your favourite death scene?
ooh,
You gotta
My favourite kill,
yeah.
but it's actually, you don't actually see the scene. It's
Yeah.
Billy.
I was about to say,
Billy,
I was
yeah.
about to say the same thing.
That's probably my favourite moment almost of the whole film.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
I would like to see Billy go one-on-one.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not the Arnie.
No, but
Arnie's the
you
one-on-one.
kind of didn't want to. It was very intentional, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, obviously,
I
that's
think
how they
they
did it.
disrespected him by showing his dead body, then his spine getting
Yeah.
ripped out, and I went, oh, I guess he died.
I think that was purposeful to show the
Yeah.
fucking power. This is the greatest warrior they've got, or the most fearless warrior they got.
For me, I love the Bill Duke,
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
splatters.
the scene you've never seen on TV ever.
Yeah.
But then I love the Dylan. I love Dylan's death. I love it. Like, I love a character that's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then he gets a bit of bravado. And it's when he took his shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went, oh shit, that's Action Jackson.
Yeah,
Let's
He
do
caught-
it.
Maybe
Oh,
he maybe he caught his own reflection in the lens of one of the cameras,
Yeah.
and he saw his own ripped
I'm
body.
a
and just
bloody
fired.
unit, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a score to settle.
I'm
Do you
fucking
know-
We
Action
both
Jackson.
Do you know what his
Scores to
issue
settle.
was though? Like apart from being a bit of a duplicitous piece of shit that got them set, he was the slowest gun in the West.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen a
It took
guy?
lot.
He's got a fucking Uzi in his hand. He's like, should I pull the trigger or should I wait? And then like several times his hesitation caused them problems.
But he's missing an arm.
Well, no, he's even then. Get off a couple
Well, you
of
only
rounds.
need one arm to pick up a gun.
Yeah.
Just the turnaround scene. I can reenact it. I've done it many times at work. I've reenacted that whole scene. I played the Predator, the tree, and Dylan. It's like it's very emotional.
Worst Christmas pageant ever.
Yeah, it's very So
Yeah, that death was great. Yeah.
deaths are good. Like in the
They're
whole
all
movie.
good.
I'm with
Yeah.
Ken. I think the one that was best done, and it was one that stuck with me, especially when I first watched it, because it was one of the most badass things I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Billy dropping his guns, dropping his pack, taking his shirt off,
Yeah.
and just facing it down. Yeah.
Oh, and
knife,
he cuts himself.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what my favourite death in the movie is, though? The bloody hog. When Bill Duke is just
got
pointing
you.
at this thing.
I got you.
I got you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, when you first watch it, well, that bitch has said there's no surprises. Surprise, that's not the Predator he's killing. It's killing a
Yeah,
pig.
yeah.
Could
Yeah.
you got anything bigger?
I thought the cool thing with the I was waiting for you to. I thought the you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't think it's done yet.
I thought I knew he wasn't. I thought the cool thing with the
Go. That's it.
I thought the cool thing with the death scenes was how they all get their moment
Yeah.
to die,
Yep.
and it's all individual, mostly.
Yeah.
What are you about to say? Please.
Poncho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get shot in the side of the head while running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me sad. But he did get the wooden...
It was a bit cooked.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a
He was
wounded
done.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of get their. It's almost like, well, as you said, it's one Marine getting picked off at a time.
Yeah.
But they get their moment against
Yeah.
the Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
they
it
all
doesn't
come
go
up-
well for them.
No,
so-
it doesn't.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Come up-
Speaking of the Predator, really impressed. Most of the Predator, obviously, when he's in the full costume, like that's a physical actor behind it. But the actual visuals, like we have to talk about it. It's
Yeah.
fucking 87,
Yeah.
and they pulled that off.
Yep.
It still holds. Like I watched it on Saturday night,
Yep.
and it still looks good.
Better than Battle Los Angeles, I heard, with,
Yeah.
with the CGI.
Definitely, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. And it was, 20 years earlier?
No,
More.
definitely. One of the things I wrote was a stroke of genius to use the heat vision thing.
Fuck.
It-
Sorry, I've just realised I was saying it's the 25th year anniversary. My math was way off.
It's the 30th.
35th. Yeah,
Well,
that's
maybe
right.
they'll do something lick a diff.
I felt young for a while. I actually think that the use of the heat vision was genius because it tied so well into the storyline. Obviously, it's a crucial aspect to the
Yeah.
climax of the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
But even like as a trick to use at that time, it just like it works so well. There's more of it than I actually remember. Really, like there's quite a
Yeah.
few.
It's a
scenes.
fair bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's so well done and it's real genius because it's not some fancy effect,
Yeah.
but it's really futuristic in the way they
Definitely.
pull it
The
off.
Yeah.
side, they just by doing that little patterns down the side makes it. Oh my god, it's advanced species.
Yeah.
I've said before how I hate seeing. I don't want to know what's going on behind the lens because it ruins the magic for me.
Yeah.
But I'm so curious to know how they did the like the invisible or the cloaked predator.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
Please
So,
Go for it.
tell me.
The guy who
I should have
was
just
doing the
Googled it.
the guy who was doing the visual effects actually worked out a way to make to superimpose one of those images, so he could make one thing look transparent,
Yeah.
and superimpose it on the picture of the background
Of the jungle. Or
And what he
whatever.
did was he just repeated the image over and over and over and over and over again to give it that sort of wavy appearance.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
yeah,
great.
that's a really basic version from memory.
That's how they would have had to do it back then.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the powerful computers
Yeah.
where you can just go, make that invisible.
It's good.
Yeah.
And one of those things where the guy who invented the technique just happened to be the guy working on the movie. So he's like, "Oh, I've come up with this way of doing it," and there you go.
Yeah, very cool. The other thing was the jungle. Like, how fucking great is the jungle? I had down here on my notes that the jungle is actually one of the characters in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It like when you watch it and it feels hot and sticky and it's like very claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's just it's wild, it's dangerous, it's got all this shit. So it adds so much to the film.
Yeah.
And I dare say, like, there wouldn't be many films that have actually shot in a fucking jungle like that before. Like, most of them would shoot on the outskirts of a jungle or rebuild a jungle or whatever, but to actually like be in the jungle.
They had greenhouses on set where they brought in the plants, and
Yeah.
they could only get 2 shots a day done,
Yeah.
because they had to move all the green foliage because it was so fucking hot and
Yeah.
everything was dead. So
It's
it was all-
notorious, isn't it, for
Yeah.
being one of the most grueling shoots of all time.
Yeah.
Because they literally shot it. They shot it in Mexico,
Yeah.
in a Mexican jungle.
They all got sick apart from Arnie and
yeah.
Big John.
Yeah,
yeah,
you would.
yeah. But so
Um,
it was incredibly hot and grueling.
And the jungle looks fucking great,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, because they shipped it in.
Yeah, that scene, obviously when they're like all standing there and they just empty their guns
Oh,
into the
yeah.
jungle.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking cool, man.
That's
They just-
iconic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Can I just ask you
I love
guys-
the jungle.
Sorry to cut the jungle talk off. I just got very bored.
I'm a jungle man.
So the 2 negatives for me was the end credits. What did you guys think? I first think it's a negative. It's just like, we just seen all these people die heroic deaths, and at the end they're
Yeah.
doing a fucking home and away intro. Like,
Oh, yeah.
end
Sorry.
credits.
I was trying to
Yeah,
think what
yeah.
you meant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
it does-
didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It's
Was
probably
that a thing at the
unnecessary.
times?
It was a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a bit.
I think they did
everyone
that.
turning around and doing a smile.
Yeah, because I think back then...
Show them with their injuries. Show their skulls while hanging off Predator's back.
movies kind of ended back then, and that was the end of the movie, and now the credits are, no, we're actually going to credit these people.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, they kind of sometimes incorporate the movie, like the credits have the same tone as the movie.
Yeah.
You know, the outro song kind of is a part of what just happened at the end of that movie and all that sort of shit. Whereas back then it's like, movie's ended, these are the people that are in it, and they're all cheesy smiles and thumbs up.
Give us
like,
a smile, Billy
I had
Duke.
the time of my life making that movie.
Yeah, I got malaria.
I just, yeah, that's the only thing for me. I just couldn't understand it.
Yeah, no,
I just
now
wanted to
you
get
say
your
it, it makes
thoughts on
sense.
It's
Yeah, no, I
like-
agree with you. Yeah,
I can't
Yeah,
think
it's
of any
weird.
other movie that's done it though.
yeah, not such a
I'd have to-
juxtaposition between the tone. of
I'd
the
have to
movie.
go back and watch movies from that era. I'm sure there would be a few. Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
What do we got? What are we talking about? Oh, the things. Oh, things we didn't like.
Yeah.
There was only one thing in the whole movie I don't like, and it's just such a dumb little thing. And every time the scene comes on, I'm like, fuck, this fucking just fix that. It's with the scorpion in the predator's hand, and he folds it up and then unfolds it. And it's still just a perfectly outlined scorpion.
Oh,
It just bothers me, man. Yeah, just like fuck.
It'll bother everyone now. You're welcome, everyone.
It's just because I've seen it 1,000 times. You're going to start to
Oh, you
100,
nitpick.
not 1,000. You're going to start to see little things like that. It's like your favorite song, and there's that one little bit. Fuck, I just wish they fixed the little audio on that or whatever. Yeah.
For me, my little nitpicking was the Big Arnie and Predator end scene, the big fight.
Yeah,
Whoopsh, whoopsh. Every time the alien threw a punch.
Yeah.
it's
The
like,
sound.
yeah.
that's kind
Yeah,
of
fair
bothering
point.
me, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that won't be in the director's cut when it comes
Nah,
out next
they'll
year
fix
for the 35th anniversary.
The 35th. Yeah. They'll clean that up.
Yeah.
The sound, though, fuck.
Oh,
Like the score or the soundtrack, whatever you want to call it.
Great.
Man, it's awesome.
Yeah. That's something that usually dates movies from that era as well.
Yeah.
Is like it's all synths and stupid
Yeah.
shit like that. And
Yeah.
there was obviously a bit of synth work going on, but it was so understated and well done.
I think the
Alan
synth
Silvestri.
work, the synth work kind of adds that kind of sci-fi tone to it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would all just be like guitars or I don't know what do they put in 80s action movies. I can't. But like the synth kind of goes, oh, okay, cool. This isn't just an army action movie. There's sci-fi shit here as well. So it kind of appeals to that side of it. Yeah, I thought it was awesome in setting the tone in
Just
every single scene, right from the opening credits.
Like the spaceship, and it's like the scientific like background noise,
yeah.
and then as you get into the jungle, it's really intense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
what
of
the
course,
fuck is that?
There's the obligatory when the chopper is flying through. There's the '60s rock playing.
Yeah.
I was like, this
When
is
you
an
meet-
'80s thing.
When you meet everyone
Yeah.
again, who exactly,
But just
they
the
are
shots
already.
of the. I mean, I mentioned before, I love chopper banter. Right? It's one of my
Yeah,
best
yeah,
pieces of exposition. Just some dudes on their way to be dudes, you know.
Yeah.
And let's just shoot the shit for a little while before we shoot the jungle
Yeah.
to shit.
Yeah.
But like the establishing shot of the choppers coming in, and there's some sort of guitar music from the '60s.
Yeah.
That was such an '80s thing, like China Beach, Tour of Duty.
Platoon.
It was a
Yeah.
huge trope at the time. But every time, I'm like, yeah,
Platoon, yeah.
yeah, Platoon, yeah, I'm in every time. Like,
Oh, that Platoon was one. Sorry just to go back a sec. Platoon was the one I was going to mention with the jungle.
Yeah.
that was the only other one I could think of where you really felt like
Claustrophobic.
you're in the fucking thick.
Yeah.
like yeah,
maybe Apocalypse Now.
yeah.
Thin Red Line
that's
does it well as well.
Yeah.
Like you're stuck, you're not moving anywhere. You
Yeah.
go 1 minute, you're dead.
Yeah. Just want to briefly talk about the guerrilla camp scene.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they kind of storm the camp. The actual start of that. The camera shots they use is fucking awesome with
Yeah.
the blurring of the person in the background and then it focuses on the person in the foreground.
Yes.
And it actually shows you they're both in that same shot. There's no
Yeah.
trickery there. So it gives you a real feel for like where they are.
Yeah.
So you can track it really well, like
Yeah.
where all the Marines, is that what they are? Marines are coming in from.
They use that.
It's very cool. But then once he lifts the
vehicle,
the
the
pump
truck.
thing, and lets it in, it seems to turn into like Chuck Norris missing in action for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, I
while
was
they're-
so angry about all the explosions and the people getting shot to shit.
No, but it was like but it was shot completely differently.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
With that scene in
Yes.
particular, one of the things I read was that they had something like 64 days to shoot or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And after 56 days, the studio's like thinking they're going to tell them to wrap it up, and they're nowhere near done.
Yep.
So they had a guy who was like an action coordinator, assistant director,
Yep.
who worked on the A-Team TV show,
Okay.
and they got him to set up the actual action scenes.
There you fucking go.
Because they need to smash it out really quick.
There you go. It was completely different
Yeah.
to the rest of the movie, the way
Yeah.
it was shot. It really stood out this
Yeah.
time. I've never noticed it before, but
Yeah.
this time I was trying to watch it critically.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
I had
and I
an
picked-
erection, so it was very hard for me to judge
That's
a
one
movie.
we actually had bets at work on how many times we were going to mention.
Seven,
erection.
man.
I said seven. So
Yeah.
I said seven. Rob
Seven.
said
Uh,
seven.
But yeah, I picked it up. I was like, that doesn't feel like
Yeah.
the rest of the movie. Like McTiernan or whoever's the director of photography, I don't know. But it was a very well shot film. Like every shot seemed to be
100%.
like of
Yeah.
high quality,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is also why I can't understand the critics' point of view.
No.
But other than that,
Yeah.
other than the guerrilla camp scene,
Yep.
where all of a sudden it's like a still shot and then it's an explosion and there's like a guy flipping through the air.
100%
It's like, oh, this
from the
doesn't
A-Team.
fit with the rest of it. It's a very A-Team.
Because he had to, he said
there you
they
go.
needed him to do it because he was so used to filming
Okay.
a
Go,
TV
go.
show. Yeah, like you get a couple of takes. So that's why there's like lots of explosions close together. Like they had to smash it out, so they had
Yeah.
something to send back to the studio to say,
Okay.
we need a bit more time.
Yeah.
This is what we're working
And it was
on.
just like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe 3,
But
maybe
well
5
spotted,
at the
yeah,
most.
you've
Yeah,
nailed
yeah.
it, you've nailed
Okay,
it. Yeah.
there you
Well,
go.
in terms of the other directing, I actually one of my favourite shots, and it just was one of the best sort of opening of the action shots in a movie, is when they abseil down to the helicopters or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they're all landing separately. It's like a continuous shot where the camera's moving around them, and a step like you're getting each guy
Yeah.
hitting the ground, and then they're walking down the path. I was like,
That's what it is. You get a good sense of
Yeah,
like the
space.
physical. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Professionals. and
I wonder if
they
Die
know.
Hard is like that as well. Is that a McTiernan thing? I'm just trying to think of Die
well,
Hard
you can
now.
identify like I'm quite the connoisseur now that we've done like nearly 8 podcasts. Or
yeah. Oh, we're
Yeah.
movie guy. Yeah.
But like I definitely have watching things slightly differently when we know we're going to sit here and talk
Yeah.
about them, and the way it's directed is one of them.
Yeah.
And I watched this and thought, you can tell that this guy was going to go on and do stuff.
yeah, because every
He
as I
had-
say,
he had an
every
eye
single
for it
shot
straight
was
away, yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. Any shot with Arnie as well was almost different to all the other characters being shot.
Yeah.
Like they really tried to make him take up as much kind of space,
Oh,
and
you know
they
what?
had him on his own a lot, even though
It's
he
a-
was part of this team.
It's just a massive presence.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an Arnie.
You
mo-
don't really
yeah.
get to see that anymore, like like physical presence.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a presence on screen with charisma.
Yep.
This is just this is a man's man fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
is.
this
Well, they're
is
all
the
macho
ultimate.
men.
This is
Yeah.
the ultimate, and Jesse Ventura, huge
Yeah.
guy, looks small next to this guy.
Yeah.
And when all of them are ripping that bloody trunk down,
Yeah.
wow. There's a couple of men tons in that, I tell you.
So there's a weird thought that I had, right?
Yeah.
Which may backfire me pretty badly, but like you watch it when you're younger and there's all these massive dudes, and you're like,
Yeah.
for the first time I watched it and I was like, those guys have put in work. Like I actually respected. I was like I was looking at my physique and I was like, I've had a few years to work on this since 1987, and I was looking at them. I was like, fuck, they've put in a lot of work.
Weren't they? I don't want to take away from your fun facts. I don't know where you mentioned it, but they were like pumping iron between
Yeah.
scenes,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
they were trying to big dick each other, like how much weight they could
whole-
lift the
the
whole
whole
time.
movie.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
apparently all the stunt doubles were like, oh fuck, now we've got to do it too, because they had to look like them. They were trying to keep up.
Because they were trying to beat each other to
Yeah.
the gym every morning.
Yeah.
It became like a huge competition.
Yeah.
And Poncho's just like hanging out the back.
Poncho is an ex-Marine.
Oh, was
Yeah.
he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura
He's just not as physically large.
is an
but-
ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, I
big
knew that.
event,
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So is this Arnie's? Is this his greatest performance? Don't say his favorite movie or anything, but is this just the best version of Arnie we've ever had as an actor?
Oh, I think he's shown more range.
In
Twins.
Yeah, I think for
they're
the
fucking leaving, man. I don't know
if
what
I-
with this shit.
your guy's name is Dutch.
all the
No,
Turbo Man.
probably even. Oh, I was going to say Terminator, but he's pretty dry in that, isn't he?
Yeah, Terminator 2 is pretty good. He shows a bit of
Terminator 2, yeah,
range.
he does.
with
No,
the-
but he does. But he plays a fucking robot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking okay.
Yeah.
No, but like,
End of Days is probably for me.
he's actually really good in that.
Or
Yeah.
Batman and Robin. Mr. Freeze, Anti-Freeze, no one gets hurt.
the Eraser. No, I don't know.
Is this it?
There's nothing. It might not be the best, but I can't think of a better one.
Yeah, I reckon it might be, and I'd stand on a hill saying I've seen every single Schwarzenegger movie, at least other than The Last Action Hero. I've only seen it once, and I'll never watch it again. But the that's a whole different thing. The rest of them I've seen multiple times.
Yeah.
And I reckon this is the one. Like, there's better Schwarzenegger movie. I'd argue Terminator 2 is a better movie, and there's a few other films that are as good as, if not better. But I reckon this is just him being a fucking good actor.
It's gone full Arnie.
Yeah,
like-
because this was made for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally, it feels like it's written for him. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
It might have
Yeah.
been. I don't know. Did you
Just
research that?
Oh, fuck no. Just enjoy the movie, Ken.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, while we're on Arnie, I've got a little question for you guys, right?
All right.
So, my first question is, if this movie was released today, would it hold up? And if it was released today, who would you get to play Dutch, Billy, and Dylan?
Oh,
That's hard.
Because I chose those
It's a lot
three
on the
because there's
spot.
Arnie, the main guy.
pop quiz. Not shy.
You You got Dylan, who's a bit of an arsehole, so you need a bit of range with that character. And you got Billy, because Jesus Christ, you need a Billy.
Yeah.
So out of the cast, I chose to recast those three.
Yeah.
Who would you choose?
I wish I'd known we were doing this because I would have prepared for it.
This is like the
I
big
probably
three on
wouldn't
Gone in 60 Seconds. I was like,
Okay. So first question is, would the movie hold up
yeah.
today?
So let's talk about that. Would the movie hold up?
Yeah, it would. I think it definitely would. Like, people are going to see it, but
It would need a director.
well, it definitely needs a director.
No, like I reckon it needs
it would
a
need a
famous
cast.
director.
It would need some money.
It's very hard to get a fucking boof action movie out. These
So
days.
I think it would, but I would be so nervous that they would make it that kind of tongue-in-cheek tone that they love to do with
Ryan
action
Reynolds
films.
would be
all of a
in it.
sudden,
Yeah, or it's like the newest The Predator movie, whatever. What was that one?
I don't want to
Boyd
talk
Holbrook?
about it.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is just a steaming pile of shit. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
But that's because they didn't take it seriously enough.
Take that one
Because
off
they
my
were
list. Hang on.
they were too cowardly to actually put out a
They-
big Predator movie and like take it really
You know what they
seriously.
do? They go, let's have the original Predator, and then put a bigger Predator there. Oh, a bigger one.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
Fuck you.
And they'll
Who
have
fights
the,
aliens?
Put the original
and you know what they do?
humble Predator, who's a hunter, who has fucking morals.
Yeah,
Put
instead
him
of
there. Put him in the suburbia, not the fucking big gigantic.
That was Predator
idiot.
2.
yeah, that was Predator.
I'll go into that a bit later. I love them all.
Instead of Billy, they would put in a comic relief guy.
Yeah.
And
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, what? I was going to say, is he big enough? Yeah, he is. If the stories are true. That's what they'd do. So I'd be nervous that they would ruin it because they would. I guess it's who goes and watches movies now. If you want to have like that kind of conversation, because it's not 40-year-olds going to watch movies at the cinema that are going to make a heap of money, and we're not buying the merchandise, and we're not going to watch the TV series afterwards on Disney Plus or whatever.
You'll watch
Duff
it.
might, but
Definitely watch it.
yeah, you definitely watch it. But so they have to appeal to the 15 to
The marketability
25 or
might get in the
30-year-olds.
way, yeah.
And those guys, they want like a big, like a Ryan Reynolds or a Marvel or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would be nervous about that. But if they remade the movie exactly how it was, then fuck yeah, it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it does.
agree.
People flock to the cinemas to go see it, even if there's no such thing as Predator.
Yeah.
And this is the first one. It comes
This is
out
the
in
first one.
2021. Holy shit, what is that?
Yeah,
that's
that's
a throwback
Just
action
that wiki
movie.
synopsis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go.
It's a throwback action
Yeah,
movie, and I'm
I'd
going
go.
to see it.
Yeah.
Cool. So who would you cast? For me,
Go.
I'll hit you first.
Wesley Snipes. No.
For me, it's The Rock. The Rock and Duchess. There's no other guy physically big as him.
I've got a fucking huge problem for that. I
But
fucking knew you were going to say The
I
Rock.
knew I had to say The Rock.
Yeah.
It has to be the.
It can't
Arnie
be The
of our
Rock.
time.
You know why it can't be The Rock? Because you just make that film I just said
Yeah, I
that
know.
can't be
Yes,
made.
yes. But
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Wait. I want The Rock to do what Arnie did. Make it his own. Take it seriously.
He tried that
Do
with
that.
Skyscraper.
Shut up, man. Let me finish.
Sorry.
I'm just getting really wild.
I just don't want The Rock in
I
this,
love The
man.
Rock. The Rock's in it. The Rock's Dutch.
He's not doing it.
Who have you got for Dutch?
The
John
Rock's not doing
Cena?
it. No, they're all cheesy. You can't have someone cheesy.
Who are you going to put in there?
What do you got?
My only thought, and it may or may not work because it's pretty much straight off the top of my head, is probably Mark Wahlberg.
Yep. Like it. Yep.
He's cut enough, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
we're
they
not-
don't have to. You don't
this
have
is
to
the
make.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is
You
the
just
thing.
make all the other guys not as big as him.
yeah,
yeah.
but just a bit more realistic, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
You get a bunch of 5'6" like jack dudes.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's
You
a
put
good
Scott Speedsman, Scott Scott in it. Scott.
just a whole bunch of Scots.
I couldn't
Just
get that out of
yeah.
it. So excited.
Just the army of Scots.
Yes, it's Mark Wahlberg, the Scots, Tom Cruise, and Wahlberg looks jacked. He looks like Dutch. Like yeah.
Tom Cruise takes over.
So Wahlberg's great.
I think
like
he's
that,
okay,
and
yeah.
that is then keeping to the serious action
Yes.
movie. So he's got the shooter, and we don't need to go into Wahlberg's films, but
Yeah, he's got the
he
chops.
makes those movies. He's one of
got
the
the
last
chops.
guys that still makes the serious action movies.
Yeah,
So I'll agree with that. Wahlberg.
Yeah,
is Dutch.
that's good.
yeah.
Anyone else?
Who else were you casting? Sorry.
Oh no,
Dylan.
sorry, I've got a couple for Dutch.
Yeah,
Okay,
That
go.
and specific movies that I've just thought of, like as in this person, but from this movie, because they've got wide ranges. I've got
If you say Vin Diesel,
No, no.
I'll fight you on the street.
Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah.
but Chris Hemsworth from Extraction.
Extraction
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking huge.
That's a good call.
Sorry,
Put a
guys, I've
beard
changed
on
my
him.
mind.
Yeah,
It's Chris
no,
Hemsworth.
so have I.
Chris
actually.
Hemsworth,
You win.
and
So-
he can be serious.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
in Extraction. He's fucking unreal. It's,
And it's a
it's my
man,
favorite movie of last year.
Yeah.
Broken Duck, Man.
It's a man.
Put it in.
He's a man's man.
Yeah, yeah,
The other one, and this is a bit, what do you call it? Left of field,
yeah.
is John Krasinski from 13 Hours.
Yeah, righto.
You know John Krasinski in 13
Yeah.
Hours? Have you seen 13 Hours?
No,
The
but I
Benghazi
know.
one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
have-
he's huge in that. Puts
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
lot of muscle.
Yeah.
Big marine beard, and he walks around like he's the king of the Marines, and he does it so well.
think
Like it's
his
so
body would be
believable.
better.
He's very stoic. He's very like low key.
Yeah,
I
right.
just think he would nail
What
that.
about? I think in 13 Hours, what you're talking about, James Badgedale. I think is.
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
James Badgedale is on Iron Man 3. He is in 13 Hours as the main guy.
Okay.
Apart from he picks
The
up
other
John,
guy.
Picks
Yep,
up John
yep.
Krasinski.
That's fine. He's great.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
he's
think
cool. Yeah,
a
put him
character
in.
like that.
Put him in as one of the other guys.
No.
Because Krasinski's the lead.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind either of those, actually.
yeah.
They're way better than Wahlberg. You're out,
No,
Wahlberg.
no,
No, he's out.
Wahlberg definitely popped into my head.
I'm
yeah.
still wiping
He's
the
got
shit
a-
off my face from fucking The Rock.
Oh, The
Suggestion.
Rock's disgusting.
He's got a movie
Fuck
resume
you for even
impossible.
saying
I love
it.
The Rock.
I love The Rock, but I love The Rock in fucking Jumanji.
Anyways, for Dylan, I've got Kevin Hart.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Get
and
out.
For Billy, I've got Ryan Reynolds. So. no.
You know what?
I've just made Central Intelligence
I'd go see it.
in the
I
Amazon.
don't
It's a
hate
different movie, but I'll go see it.
More slapstick.
Yeah, so for me, for Dylan, I just
Yep.
got Batista. Batista,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
got
Ripper.
the range
Fuck,
right
Batista
now.
could do.
And
I didn't even think of that. He
He's
could do
just as
Dutch.
big as whoever you're going to put in the first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think he's got the range to be a
Fuck,
dickhead
yeah, put Batista
and
in.
then
Yeah.
dominates at the end.
Yeah. Oh, I won't argue with that.
That's
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I think the next one's even perfecter.
Yeah.
For Billy, I've got Jason Momoa, another big-bodied man.
Just loves a big dude.
That's pretty good.
Well, this movie is big dudes and Poncho and Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Do you know-
the-
Yeah, I don't
Jason
disagree.
Momoa would be
That's a cast.
from C.
And Poncho could be the guy from what's that?
Jack Black.
No. What's that fucking TV show where they're all? I've ruined the joke now.
Yeah.
Where they're all nerds. Big Bang Theory. Poncho could be the main guy from
Sheldon.
Yeah. Poncho
Well-
Sheldon.
What about for Billy, Michelle Rodriguez?
No.
That's pretty sexy.
No, she obviously plays the captive lady. What's her name in the movie?
Give me the weapon.
Yeah, that one. That's Michelle Rodriguez. Obviously.
She's too much of a badass for
Yeah,
that.
you're right.
Yeah, she played Dutch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Good
was
thoughts.
cool.
Good thoughts.
Yeah, Batista, Momoa, and what do we agree on? Hemsworth?
I think Hemsworth.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
Hemsworth's
Yeah, it's a
the
big
go.
enough name.
Right.
Bigger name.
I would be happy to switch. Actually, Hemsworth couldn't play Dylan.
No.
He doesn't
No,
have that side
no,
to him, so
no.
he
Yeah,
has to.
and he-
Whereas
he-
Batista
he's
could.
a good
Yeah,
Dutch.
Batista's big
Yeah.
time.
Batista's the bad guy.
I'll tell you what, he's
in
more
the new Dune
believable
movies.
as someone called Dutch than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why the fuck was he called Dutch?
It's just his name.
His name's Schaefer, so his second name is John Schaefer, and Dutch is his like fun nickname. His mates call him. Hey, Dutchie. Yes.
Just like, I was like, is that real?
I made that last 5 minutes
Okay.
up, so let's not edit that out.
I thought he just liked to wear Von Dutch clothing.
I thought he started with Dutch ovens. He's just big on Dutch ovens. Pulling the blankets over Maria Shriver's head. Can you smell cheese?
Oh, good. So that's why he's Dutch. It's
There we
agreed.
go. We've nailed it.
Okay, I want to talk about the other Predators.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
For my thoughts on Predator 2, it ain't that bad.
That's okay.
Give it.
No,
a go.
I really like Predator.
A lot of
2.
people
No,
fucking
I'm
shit
in
on
Predator's
Predator.
corner.
You're
Yeah.
following
Yeah.
up a classic. That's
I
the
think
problem.
it just
Yeah.
gives the Predator more nobility.
Yeah,
Like
it's a fucking good movie.
it doesn't.
It just
kill
wasn't.
anyone.
It wasn't the same as the first one.
No.
It was so
The
different.
kid,
yeah.
it can. The kid like wants some candy. It's like fake gun. Don't kill that kid. The pregnant chick doesn't kill her because she got a baby inside her. It's just like doesn't kill unless it has to.
Yeah.
Noble, it's a hunter, and then
Adds a bit more depth to
Yeah.
the
at
Predator
the end,
itself. Yeah.
it opens up the universe. It opens up with 100 predators in a ship, and it's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Yeah.
What I liked about the Predator 2 is like it made sense for him to then do Urban Predator 2.
Yeah.
but they just did it really well because they had this other whole story kind of going on, and the Predator was just a part of it, much like the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really
it's
well
probably
done.
it's probably been
Got no problem with it
unfairly
at all.
maligned over time, hasn't it?
Yeah. Has it? Do people bag it out? I thought
Oh
everyone.
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
really?
A lot of people go, "Oh, Predator 2 was shit." I went,
Oh.
"No, you didn't understand."
No. All the
Yeah.
others.
yeah, this is right. Yeah.
Then we went into the AVP, which is like a dream for me. It's a
No,
dream.
thank
and
you.
what did they do to it?
Messed it up.
Yeah.
What did they do?
I remember nothing about him, and I'll never watch him again.
It was a blur of just dark.
The first
mess.
one, okay, it was okay, kind
I
of.
think there was one cool scene where all the mini aliens are running at the Predator and he's kind of throwing them around. I was like,
like
oh,
the
that's
fight
kind of
scenes
cool, I
between
guess.
that, but
That's
there's-
all I remember.
But there's two of them. There's two fight scenes. And the second one,
Yeah, that's right. There was very
I went
action.
to see it with my wife, and she goes, "Was there a hybrid Predator in that one? Because it's so dark."
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know.
She goes, "She
Was
didn't
there?
know."
I can't remember.
Yeah, I knew because I'm a movie guy. She was like, "I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Yeah.
It was just dark."
I've never watched them since.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a blur. It was just badly done,
Mess.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Which brings me to the movie I wanted to do today until I found out it was 51 Predators.
Yep.
I think Robert Rodriguez has done a throwback to this Predator.
Yeah, yeah.
So many similarities
Yeah, it's
apart
really
from
good.
the main bad guy.
It's the Predator mixed with that Stone Cold movie, Condemned.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. Check it out. Okay, yeah. It's in the same vein.
Walton Goggins as the dickhead who becomes a hero in the end.
Yeah,
The samurai guy, a bit like Billy.
yeah.
I think it's a throwback to that, and I really enjoyed it.
I liked
Yeah,
it.
I didn't mind
It's
it
a good
at all.
watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't like the.
Adrian Brody was pretty good in it
Yeah.
as well, like unsuspectingly
It's
good.
the first thing he's ever done. Him and Topher Grace nailed it.
I'm a Topher Grace guy. I'm just going to say it.
But then I won't even talk about the Predator.
You said it, and no one listened.
Shout out.
We just
I want to
moved
shout out
on.
again to
Shout out
Date
to
with Tad Hamilton.
In case pushing that movie until one of us goes, should we do it?
Honestly.
I won't watch it. And the Predator, I won't talk about it. I
Yeah.
won't even bring it up. It's a pile of shit.
Pile of shit.
And I'm very disappointed Shane Black.
I'm glad you could admit that.
Yeah.
That's a pile of
Because
shit.
sometimes when you love something, you just won't admit it's
Yeah,
bad.
but no, it's not good.
No, I'm proud of you.
I love everyone in it. It's,
real
just
good.
not a good movie.
Good cast, and Shane Black came back. It had all
Yeah.
the writing was on the wall to be another classic and like really rejuvenate the series or whatever you want to call it, the world.
And surely that's why they gave it to Shane Black, right?
Yeah,
They were
to
like,
do
what
that.
What could go wrong?
And
yeah.
then he,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just-
So Shane
Shane.
Black, are we having the Shane Black conversation?
sure.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Go
So
for it.
he plays who's he play?
Hawkins.
in the first movie, and he did some writing on the script, eh?
Yeah,
And that's
Joel
kinda-
Silver.
Yeah, because he's
Lethal Weapon.
down with Joel Silver, and he'd written as you say, Lethal Weapon, I believe.
Shane Black had.
Shane
Shane
Black wrote
Black,
Lethal
yeah.
Weapon not long before,
Cool.
when he was 22 years old.
Shit.
Yeah, what were you doing when you were 22, huh?
Watching Lethal
Yeah,
Weapon.
I was a fucking Lethal Weapon. I wasn't. I was a skinny little pussy, but yeah, and he became known as a bit of a script doctor, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
big time.
People's scripts, yeah.
For these sorts of movies, like action movies. That
yeah,
was his-
yeah,
that was his
mainly.
jam.
Yeah,
Very-
well, the ones he wrote himself. Have you got a list there of what he wrote himself? Tom?
Yes, I got a bloody list. So while he was doing Predator, while he was doing all these script changes, he's doing a little movie for a friend called Tony Scott. He's writing The Last Boy Scout.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
One, it's just a one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you look at his directing and writing, The Nice Guys,
great movie.
Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
I love The Nice
Rejuvenated,
Guys.
Yep,
Iron
yep.
Man series, because
Yep.
Iron Man 2 is not great.
Yep, yep.
Which one's Iron Man 3? Who's
Iron Man
the bad
3
guy?
is
The one
the
with
one
Robert
with
Downey Jr.
Guy
in it.
Pearce.
Yes,
Guy Pearce,
okay.
yeah. And
Which
he-
one was Mickey Rourke? Is that
That's
number two?
That's
okay.
a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. If
Boom.
you have not seen this movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
please watch it.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
similar to The Nice Guys, like the same tone, the same dry humour the whole way
just
through
like
it.
Yeah. Oh, so
Robert
interesting-
Downey Jr. in his best role as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, possible. But
And-
so Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Is that Val
I don't
Kilmer?
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't that well received when it came out, but I reckon it suffered from the haze after Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It was one of those. It was kind of Pulp Fiction adjacent. Like
Yeah,
it had a
yeah.
similar sort of
It's in the wheelhouse.
and everything name checked in some way. You know, we were talking about this before. Like everything name checked Pulp Fiction, and that's when you learnt about the and starring and so and so.
Yeah.
I learnt that when it said something in small print and Pulp Fiction underneath it, it was probably just the caterer or
The
you know,
key grip from Pulp Fiction.
and it just like it's something that would be well served by going back and watching it with fresh eyes and not in the afterglow of the best movie of all.
Yeah,
Kiss
yeah,
Kiss
yeah.
Bang
fair.
Bang is one of the most underrated movies.
It really is, yeah.
It's
Brilliant movie.
Give it,
It
a
just
watch.
got lost in the wash.
That is good.
I'm going to watch
writing.
it again.
Yeah.
He also did one of my guilty pleasures. The
Listening?
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Great
with
flick.
Samuel
Yeah,
Jackson
yeah,
and
really
Gina
good
Davis.
movie. Yeah.
Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It's a Christmas
Yeah.
movie, motherfucker.
And Gina
it
Davis,
is.
yeah.
Fun fact about Predator as well.
Yeah.
It is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
While they're in the jungle, it's December 24th.
Really?
So if you were at home with your kids, you're trying to decide on a Christmas
Could
movie
you just
to
tell
watch,
that by the position of the sun or
put
something?
the Predator on.
Does it say that?
Yep, it does. Have a look.
Yeah, right.
Yep, definitely does. So that's Christmas movie. And he also did Last Action Hero,
Yes, Ken's
which
Ken
is
loves it.
not for me.
Yeah, I don't
But-
want to get into it. I just don't like that
And
film
of course,
or anything
Lethal
about
Weapon. 1 and 2, which is pretty amazing.
So he actually wrote number 2, but they didn't use his script, right?
Yeah, he walked away because he wanted Riggs to die.
Yeah, he killed Riggs off, and they wouldn't use
Can't
it.
do that. We've
Will
got to
it
do
to me,
8 more
Riggs?
Lethal Weapons.
Will it to me?
Yeah, they're
Will it to
very
me,
happy
Riggs?
that they didn't do that.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things about Shane Black was he would also, when he handed in a script to the studio, he'd write notes for the studio.
Little post-it notes.
Yeah, like little notes in the script. So on the Lethal Weapon, like he put external, posh Beverly Hills home, Twilight. The kind of house I'll buy if this movie is a huge hit. Chrome, glass, carved wood. Plus an outdoor solarium, a glass structure like a greenhouse. I think there's a big swimming pool inside. This is a really great place to have sex.
Weird dude. Yeah. But that's
Weird,
actually the
eccentric
comedy,
genius.
the comedy that shines through on
Yes.
Kiss,
Nice
Kiss,
Guys
Nice
and Kiss
Guys.
Kiss Bang
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
So that's his brand.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, so this movie is directed by John McTiernan. And, what a director he's been.
Yeah.
Out of all the movies I've ever watched, I reckon John McTiernan has 3 movies in my top 20 of all time.
Shit.
All time.
Right.
I watch a lot of film.
Right.
I would have seen at least 40. So I've watched a lot of film.
Can I name the top 20? The 3 out of your top 20?
Go for it,
know
man.
them.
Go for it.
It's definitely, obviously, Predator.
Yeah.
There's going to be Die Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the man.
I know you. It's 13th Warrior.
Yeah,
isn't it?
you bet your ass. 13th Warrior. I was very close to doing 13th Warrior on this pod, but
Oh,
I
I
went, no,
can't
got to
wait.
go big. Having
I
a
can't
break,
wait.
got to go big.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
Has
I
to be.
love
Yeah.
it. I listened.
Who stars in that one, Duff?
Just a man. Antonio Banderas.
You're welcome for setting you up for that.
Yes. So he's done some killer movies, but he hasn't done many.
Yeah.
So I'll go
How
for
many
his
has he got? I don't know.
7. I'll go for his highlights. I made the 7 Up. 7 Up. You're welcome. Proudly sponsored by 7 Up.
That's our new sponsor. They're on board.
So, of course, we just mentioned 13th Warrior, which got 42, which blows my freaking mind.
Yeah.
I can see, as in, I love it, but I can see why critics wouldn't like
Yeah,
it.
it wasn't a success.
I can say 50-50, it might be my favourite Die Hard with a Vengeance, but I can't let it be.
Wait, did he do the third one
Die
as well?
Hard 3.
Oh, I
Did
didn't
he
know
really?
that.
Skip number 2.
Holy
What a
shit. Yeah, number
genius.
2 is,
Pile of
it's
shit.
watchable. It's a bit of a mess.
That got 58, and then Die Hard 72. Incredible. I can't
I'm just-
believe an Arnie movie would get so blasted for being an action movie.
Yeah.
Then you get Die Hard, which is the same thing,
Yeah.
but not in a jungle.
What did you say Die Hard got,
72.
sorry? 72,
72,
yeah.
yeah.
How much? When was Die Hard released? How much after Predator? How much had we evolved as a?
89?
Yeah, so it
not,
wasn't all
not
that.
too far.
Yeah.
John McTiernan was on a roll then. So
88 it was, sorry.
88,
Year after,
1
yeah.
year.
Yeah, wow.
Gee
Yep. So
whiz.
somehow we went from the critical reception that Predator got to this getting 72.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
I'm so confused. I'm more confused than the Christian Science guy.
Yeah, he's definitely confused. It's written by
Are those two in themselves, like Predator and Die Hard, are they two probably the most watched action movies of all time? They have to be, eh?
Predator, yes, for me.
Yeah.
Oh, just in general.
what
Like,
a-
who hasn't seen
Yeah.
those two movies?
Yeah. If you haven't seen him, just message me on Instagram and I'll have a few choice words for you.
What, what else has he done?
That's it, man. Like Hunt for Red October,
Hunt for Red October.
Decent.
Rollerball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
not the good one.
It's
And
the guy out of American Pie.
Yeah.
The guy that plays lacrosse in
Chris
American
Klein.
Pie. He's Chris Klein.
Klein.
That's it.
Yeah.
Rollerball.
I am-
That's not good.
I am threatening.
Fuck it. I might have another look at Rollerball.
Yeah,
Is
you're
it
not gonna do it.
Rollerblades? It's on Rollerblades, is it?
Rollerball would
Yes.
be good if LL Cool J in that movie had the
He is in
parrot
that.
from Deep Blue Sea
Yeah, okay.
on his shoulder, just as a recurring character. This movie is written by Jim and
Gin
John
and juice?
Thomas.
Oh.
Which,
Jin and John. Is that
yeah.
a man and a man? Are they brothers? Or are
Yeah,
they
brothers.
a married couple?
yeah, I
What
looked
are they?
into it. No, they're brothers. They are closely related twins, actually.
Twins.
No, made that up. Bang. They've written killer movies, actually. Like, not many, but killer ones.
Go.
Behind Enemy Lines.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West. Mm-hmm. Fucking you guys just get over your Will Smith hatred. Hate it.
It's not about
It's
Will
all right.
Smith.
It is.
I like Will Smith.
He's okay.
What was that sad one he does where he kills himself
Men
with a
in Black.
jellyfish at the end?
Oh,
I like that
Pursuit of Happiness?
No. 7 pounds. 7 pounds. Yeah, he kills himself with a jellyfish.
I haven't seen it, and I don't
that's
plan
Bad
to.
Boys
Yeah,
2.
have a look.
I think
No.
that's Bad Boys 2, Ken.
I'm a Will Smith guy.
Okay. And the Executive Decision, a very underrated action movie.
Yeah.
I love it. Steven
No,
Seagal's
I-
for note.
I'll talk about it for a split second. it's the biggest disappointment of all time in terms of my cinema
Steven
experience.
yeah.
I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. It's
Steven's
the
in
new
it.
Steven Seagal. I'm obviously a big action movie guy.
Oh my god, he's not on a boat. He's not on a train. He's on a bloody plane.
He's in a plane. This is going to be incredible. And then he's dead in the first 5 minutes.
and then a motherfucker, he flops out that bloody window, and you
flips
go.
out. Aren't they trying to move from one plane to another or something?
And you're waiting for him to land on another plane and slowly
No.
slide up.
And then he's dead. He's gone. And the trailer
Steven's dead.
told you none of that. And
I don't
mind you,
remember
it was
any of
like
this.
early 90s, so there wasn't really a trailer.
Right.
Thank God for John Leguizamo bringing the movie back.
Oh yeah,
But they had Steven Seagal on the fucking cover.
Yeah.
He was
on the movie poster.
Kurt Russell.
So you're like, it's a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah.
Great, I'm all in.
I think
He's
that's
done
the
nothing
first
wrong by
movie
me.
that warned everyone whiff or and.
Yeah.
And went,
Do you reckon it did do that?
I
though?
see an and. Yeah, it was and Stevens.
Okay,
right.
right.
Yeah, and it's
We know what that means
Yeah,
now.
yeah, weasel
Back then we
words.
didn't.
You won't get me with your bloody weasel words. I know now. I'm wise to you.
So should we go into the cast? Get rolling
Sure.
on them?
Oh, sorry. What other movies did they do? Executive Decision.
Predator. That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, there's other few things, but it's not.
Like nothing. Yeah, nothing worth mentioning.
Most of their credits are because they created the characters from the first Predator.
Yeah.
Everything else, a Predator cartoon, everything,
yeah, it's
characters
all based on
by.
by. Yep.
So it's very hard to look at their IMDb and actually find a movie they did. But
Yep.
there's a few gold ones there, but unfortunately,
Was this was their first too? Yeah.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Incredible. Imagine banging this out with your first attempt.
not bad.
Yeah.
Which is weird. They didn't get any more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie went for a lot of write-ups. Originally, it was just supposed to be Arnie
Yeah.
and Alien for 45
Are
minutes.
you dropping fun facts early?
I drop fun
'Cause I'm
facts
listening.
whenever I goddamn please can.
I'm cool with that.
I'm just saying there was a lot of rewrites. So
Yeah.
do you want a brief reading of the actors in it? And then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
go to a bit of fun facts and do a scores.
Give
Yeah,
us a few actors.
give us a. So I'll give you a 3. I'm gonna stick with the Dylan, Dutch, and Billy. I'm
Yep.
just gonna stick with them.
Cool.
So Schwarzenegger, yeah, he's 49 on Metacritic as an actor.
Right.
Yeah.
His
They don't like action films. the critics, so that doesn't
I get
surprise
it.
me.
It's probably better than I thought, to be honest.
Arnie is lucky he's an actor, like, because I can't. A guy talking like this, like doing an American accent, doesn't make
I'd
sense.
never work in politics.
Yeah. So his worst movies are Collateral
was with you.
Damage, which I really enjoy.
Really?
Yeah.
33.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
It's okay.
I'll throw it on my list for the
I
pod.
mentioned End of Days.
Yeah.
It's very underrated.
Yeah,
Give
I
it a
do.
chance.
They put it on binge about 4 months ago, and I saw it. I got so excited.
He's gonna fuck you, Claire.
I think I actually didn't I text you a photo of me on my TV? End of Days. We're doing it.
Yeah, I really love
Is that
that.
97 or something? I think.
So that's 33, but his worst movie is Antifreeze, Nobody Gets Hurt, Batman and Robin, 28.
Yeah, stinker.
Yeah, that's bad.
And remember, Arnie's had some little Chinese movies that are piles of shit, and Batman and Robin is the biggest pile.
Oh yeah, it's
So-
bad.
Yeah. It
In
was.
a gaggle of shit, Batman and Robin's the biggest one.
Where does Terminator 2 fit in all this?
Let's get to business, Kennedy. So, all right, so I'm going to Terminator the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It bring Arnie to the forefront. It
Yep.
bring
Yeah.
how easy it is to walk into a police station and murder everyone. 84, massive.
Yeah, right.
For the first
for a
Terminator.
guy playing a robot. I'm not sure if Michael Bain should get the credit for that
Yeah.
or Linda Hamilton, but 84
Yeah.
first.
Just a legit film, though.
Yeah. Now, this will blow your mind. Judgment Day, which is a better movie. It's better done. It's revolutionized.
Yeah.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
75.
Right.
And that's...
That shocks me.
I think
Yeah.
there's more in it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
more
Oh,
story.
there is. Yeah.
Like,
The first one is essentially like I think I briefly
Sarah
compared it
Connor?
to Unhinged the other night. Like it's just a relentless force, just almost like a slasher movie, almost.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one's got that's a sci-fi blockbuster.
Yeah.
With a lot of layers and depth and story and
adds
characters
before,
and
adds after,
Yeah, yeah.
adds what will happen.
How weird.
Yeah.
Stops it. It's just a lot of heart in it as well.
I think the takeaway from this episode and this pod in general is the critics are wrong a lot.
Everything they've done, apart from Batman and Robin. Well done. It's a pile.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Fuck you, George
We
Clooney.
won't be doing that on the pod.
If you haven't seen Arnie, everyone knows what Arnie's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Arnie. You can mention 6 movies on the top of your head. You forget about his comedy, Junior.
What's your favourite Arnie movie?
Predator. You fucking idiot.
What's your favourite
Sorry.
Arnie movie?
It probably is Predator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's I think mine's T2.
Yeah. T2.
Yeah.
I think I might have actually overplayed T2.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably a bit fatigued by that one.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
Predator.
It'd be Predator or T2. It's
I
got to
hadn't
be
seen
one of those
Predator
two.
for quite a while before this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd heard Duff talk about it for the last 20-odd years, so I didn't
So
really...
you've seen it,
yeah,
reenacted
just
before your
rebelling
very
against
eyes.
it,
Next is Carl Weathers' Apollo Creed.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
what he was known for. That's what he's in a lot of movies though.
He really
Yeah,
is, yeah.
heaps.
Like
yeah.
before Predator, he was like
Yeah.
he was a very well known Action Jackson man. So
Yeah,
Action
yeah.
Yeah,
Jackson.
they gave him his own, franchise. Gave him a crack.
so-
Yeah, how many Action Jacksons were there? Was there more than one?
I think there was just.
I definitely saw a couple
was
like back. I feel like I saw a couple back
Yeah.
in the day, unless I was watching.
I think there's only one.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
You're thinking of Happy Gilmore.
which is my next thing. Happy Gilmore, he shines in that.
Oh, he's
It's,
great in that. Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But he's also had a resurgence in his career, I think, with TV shows.
Yeah.
He's one of those old guys that's come back. Arrested Development,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
great
of
in that,
course.
and of
Yeah.
course he's in the
Mandalorian,
as
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the main
I didn't
guys
know
in
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good on Carl Weathers. He's still relevant. I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like Carl Weathers. I
Yeah.
really like the character.
Yeah, he's good.
Villain,
Yeah,
So.
He's good.
Even like you're not really meant to like him in this. Well, he kind of redeems himself, but like
Yeah.
he's still.
God damn it! There were my men in that chopper.
Yeah, you're still on board with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's very charismatic
And
on
hold
screen.
he is.
The whole backstory is from Jake Busey from Predator 2 works for a guy that might be who Carl Weathers works for. We both got our orders. So they reckon they're setting Carl Weathers up while he's setting them up and all that jazz. So it's a big turnaround. That's
didn't
more
know.
for the nerds of Predator, like the comic books
Yeah,
and all that
the
stuff.
folklore.
It's folklore, yeah.
And those people, there's probably some younger folk out there, some of the kids out there who wouldn't really be that familiar with Carl Weathers beyond the bicep handshake meme.
Oh yeah, they would go. Oh, is that
What's
what
about
this
to
is
do?
from?
Yeah,
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 got
yeah.
you pushing too
Yeah.
many pencils.
Yeah,
Take it easy on yourself, Dutch.
All right.
that's become part of the cultural lexicon. That bicep meme. So well done on having some massive biceps and getting yourself out there, mate.
And the other one is Billy, who came to light in Predator and 48 Hours. Everything else it's Billy.
Did he do much else?
He's Billy in 48 Hours.
Yeah.
He's Billy in Predator.
Right.
Yeah.
He dies shirtless in Predator.
Yeah.
He dies shirtless in 48 Hours.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Just got a type.
But yeah, he was known to be.
That's pretty typecast.
Yeah, yeah.
He was very,
I can relate.
very violent and very short-tempered. So
I think
Yeah.
I've heard, I think
Insurance
I've heard this.
company.
He's had some issues, hasn't he?
the insurance company had a bodyguard for Sonny Landham the whole time they were filming Predator.
Right.
Otherwise, they wouldn't insure
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
And the bodyguard wasn't for him.
Yeah.
It was for the cast and crew.
Yeah.
So
okay.
the bodyguard was there to stop Billy from hurting the cast.
Yeah.
and
So he's a
crew.
wild man.
That's great. Yeah,
And to
he's
stop him drinking, eh?
major problem.
Oh, he
yeah, he's
likes
got
to drink.
he's
Yeah.
got the demons.
Yeah,
You
okay.
see it in his
And
eyes.
he's
He's got
just
the
a
demons.
mental drunk.
Yeah.
So
okay.
sadly, he passed away in 2017.
Right. Yeah.
Age old, like if Billy gets to live to 76,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well done, man.
Yeah,
Because
well done.
he has done some.
Did he
things to
die
his
fighting
body.
a mountain lion with his bare hands? I bet he did.
No, he just walked into the ocean and let it take him.
just as good.
He just climbed a mountain and
Just
stayed
cut
up
his
there.
chest and just walked into the ocean.
Yeah. I like they by all accounts, like it was a pretty out there cast. Obviously, there were some
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
big personalities and some massive dudes, and yeah, they were genuinely fearful of this bloke.
Yeah.
Apparently, they went to a club. Did you hear that when they went to a club and he got on the juice? And they found him, and he was crawling around on the dance floor, licking women's feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was removed by security, and his bodyguard probably got replaced at that point.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say who we mentioned Predator, who plays him
Yep.
earlier. It was Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it was only for 2 days. Like, I don't want to go too
It was a
much
different
into-
Predator.
Yeah,
He was
they
he was
redid
playing
it
like
all.
this small little alien thing that was running around the jungle. It was
Because
weird.
John
he's tiny.
McTiernan,
Yeah.
actually,
he wasn't in the same Predator suit.
No.
That's
John
right.
McTiernan put one of the red suits, which is what Jean-Claude Van Damme was wearing, on a monkey to get the movements in the trees. Like this is
Okay.
Yeah, right.
like a little space alien, but the monkey was too embarrassed apparently and just hid behind a tree.
Too embarrassed.
Yeah. So Sonny Landham ate him.
That's so apparently the first suit they sent to, like, it would look. I heard it looked like a rubber chicken.
Yeah.
So they had
okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme
Yeah,
running
rubber
around in the treetops like
So-
a rubber chicken.
And then they just went, this isn't working.
John's
Yeah.
like, I need help.
Yeah.
Enter Stan Winston, the man,
Yeah.
the myth, the legend. So the suit ended up being,
What's his name again? The guy that plays the Predator?
Kevin Peter Hall.
Kevin Peter Hall, that's right. And
You
he's
may have
is he-
noticed him from Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry-
Yeah.
Is he Chewbacca as well?
No.
No, he's not Chewbacca.
So he's 7'2".
Oh, fuck, is he that big?
Yeah. And the Predator outfit weighs 100 kilos or just over 100 kilos. So can you imagine trying to be agile in that? It's going to look stupid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every time he was filmed, he had a bungee cord on his back, so he looked a bit more athletic.
Right.
So when he's jumping
yeah,
across
okay.
logs and stuff,
Yeah.
very clever. Otherwise,
Well, you
it's
wouldn't have
just
been able to move in that fucking thing.
clunky fucking-
Yeah.
Are they
Robocop.
available? Are those bungee cords that make it easy to move around available to the general public? Is that a thing we can get on, please, science? Come on, Elon.
Funny, I think that's it. We've covered Shane Black. Let's go
Yeah.
into fun facts. I've got a few.
Yeah, go. Do it.
The Predator is only on screen for 8 minutes. Screen time, 8 minutes.
Other than point of view shots, I guess. But
Yes.
actually, yeah, right.
And I think it works perfectly.
yeah.
It's
big
enough.
one.
You
big
feel
one.
it, yeah.
You are waiting for him, apart from that lady who didn't see any surprises coming. You are waiting to see what he looks like. And when he starts taking that helmet off,
Oh,
you're
man.
going,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
And
No one will
yeah.
forget.
Bang, that face appears. It's
Yeah.
like, oh. And then the line, you're one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
And just like that, just continues on.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
That's literally the only fun fact I got. I'm just too involved.
I think
with
we've
the
done a
movie.
few as we've gone through.
I think this whole thing's been a
Yeah.
fun fact, to be honest.
I've got something that came up in my reading and preparation, which I thought was interesting. I read an article called "Is Predator the most subversive action film of all time?"
What's submersive?
Submersive, like basically claiming that it was a satire, like very subtly
Okay.
Oh,
satirical.
okay.
And at first, I was completely dismissive.
Yes, as
Right.
I've just been. And will continue to be as you talk more.
But the director himself
Yeah.
says so. So John McTiernan has
Yeah.
said that yes, it is meant to be somewhat of a satire of the machoism of
As in
early
the size of the guys.
yeah,
and
the whole over
yeah.
the top, and he deliberately did it with the whole first act.
Yeah.
Is in of itself an action flick, right?
Yeah.
So they go in, they extract the woman, they blow up lots of shit.
Yeah.
That's just straight action flick, and then it turns into a slasher film,
Yeah.
essentially, right? Like it's someone hunting, slashing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the first half in particular is meant to be so overblown, and the guys are meant to be so big, and that it's just a very subtle.
And then
So it's not
like
a parody.
Yeah.
So they actually used the analogy. They said it's like Scream versus Scary Movie, right?
Yeah.
So where one's kind of like a homage, but subtly parodying,
Yep.
and the other one is just a straight like laughing at.
Kind of like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? The Joss Whedon one? No. But it's a ridiculous horror film.
Yeah.
And it starts off as like a homage
Slasher.
to those sorts of movies.
Yeah.
But then it takes a turn halfway through where it becomes kind of a bit more
I
parodic.
don't see that with Predator.
So what he actually said? No, I didn't. This is my thing on it.
Now
right?
they say it, it's like, oh, okay, it might be there.
Well, because I'm such a cynical old prick that my thing was like, are you now, because it's so obviously very 80s and overblown, are you doing a bit of revisionist history and like retrospectively going, oh yeah, it was. One scene that he was definitely talking about in particular was, we mentioned before, the mowing down of the jungle with the indiscriminate gunfire.
Yeah.
To quote the director, he said, "It was that scene specifically was to quietly ridicule the desire to see guns firing. The whole point was the impotence of guns."
Ah, yeah, okay,
Right?
that's right.
Because
yeah.
they
they just
let the whole
empty
lot go.
1,000 rounds and
Yeah.
nothing happens, basically.
And
Oh,
it-
that wounded him slightly.
I'm from a different perspective. I'm from the audience perspective.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Like, unbelievable. Every single soldier comes in firing their grenades. I'm what John McTiernan
with
is
the-
talking
You're
about.
kind of from the same perspective then.
I'm-
You're just
Yeah.
kind of backing, you're
but
backing
like,
him up.
I'm not thinking, oh yeah, he finally guns. I'm thinking these guys want revenge, and this guy's hurting, so he's going to pick up old painless.
No, I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's what PJ's
That's what
saying.
he's saying. But
John McTiernan.
McTiernan.
the fact that they
McTiernan.
get all of their weaponry right? And that's what makes them dangerous. Is their weaponry, like the painless, the big Gatling gun. First time I'd ever seen a Gatling gun on the screen like that, I was like, "What the fuck is this thing?" It was
It's normally on the bottom of a helicopter.
Yeah,
man.
Can you put this in every move from now on?
And that they fire off everything they've got. They literally mow down the jungle.
Yeah.
And they hit him a tiny
Slightly
bit.
wound him.
Interestingly enough, then the Predator later on in the movie does the same thing when Arnie fires off the arrow and
With
then
his parrot gun.
Yeah. And he's hugging the tree, and then it's like bloody New Year's at the
it's
foreshores
just all
with
going off.
fireworks
Yeah.
and he doesn't hit anything either.
Okay.
So I don't know. He never said anything about that being a statement. But yeah, I thought I'd never once.
Was that referring to the impotence of alien
It's the
technology,
impotence,
weaponry?
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
So I think
Good
it might be either John McTiernan trolling us, or he's retrospectively trying to put layers on it that weren't there. But it's an interesting perspective.
If you ask me which one that is, I feel like it's the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in 87, and you've got Arnie, you're just making that big...
Yeah, that's
that
what I've
big-
always looked at it
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And then I read this before I rewatched
And
it.
then later on he's gone, that's
Yeah.
maybe a bit silly with these guys who I chose to cast and all that sort of stuff. I'll just say it was a bit of satire.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm cynical enough
We'll
to
never
think
know.
that.
I'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, get an
Add him.
honest... Yeah.
Add him on the Twitter.
I will. Yeah.
The other thing that I thought that was interesting that they touched on briefly in that was the whole construct of these being the toughest men in the world, the most deadly men in the world, and then before too long they're ridiculed with fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
They were afraid.
Who's afraid?
They were afraid.
Who?
Billy
all
was
of them.
afraid.
Yeah, they're all.
Says it out loud.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
And then they see
fear
Billy
him,
afraid, and then they get afraid because Billy's afraid.
This ain't no man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy, you know something. What is it?
I'm scared, Pancho.
Bullshit. You ain't afraid of no man.
There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
Yeah, they were all to varying degrees.
Okay, so that fits in with what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the biggest machoest guys in the world and then make them...
Make them just a little bit afraid of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm getting angry and I twitch. I just disagree with everything that
No,
says.
it's not a bad thing.
But it means it is.
It doesn't make the film any worse.
You guys are attacking it.
The director himself, Duff's now taking...
Fuck you, John McTiernan.
Yeah.
McTiernan.
Tiernan.
McTiernan. Fuck him.
I got you.
Fuck your satire. It's a fucking man's movie. I love it.
Apparently, Arnie said manly men on the set more often than anything else. Apparently, that was his favourite term.
For me, take away the satire. I don't care.
Yeah.
All that humbo bumbo bullshit. For me, it's a war movie at the start. It's an hour and 16 minutes of a war movie. You see how good the Predator is, and then it's 30 minutes of a one-on-one fight. Between the ultimate prey and the ultimate hunter. The hunter becomes a prey. I could talk for hours about how much I love this movie. The mud, the clay, everything.
Yeah.
But he still uses a weapon at the end, the bow and arrow. Genius.
Yeah.
When Arnie's bending that piece of wood just by using his shoulders.
Yeah.
God, it makes me feel like a lesser man when I can't even tear over the top of an icy pole.
But don't worry, man. They were afraid.
We're all lesser.
Deep down, he was scared.
Yeah, of course, he's scared. It's a
he was
motherfucking
scared.
Predator.
Yeah.
Pussy mouth. Jesus, it's scary as hell.
So I don't necessarily agree with that tape, but I thought it was interesting. The other thing I looked up, because I think this is... How many people died in this film?
50-odd?
Oh, yeah, of course. We'll go 76.
45.
Yeah, okay. Fuck, I've been on tonight, haven't I?
Yeah. And it lists them, how they die, and a lot of them were like head blown off by Billy, head blown off by Dutch, head blown off by... Because when they're going through that camp and they're just blowing people up. I thought it was a high body count, but it was pretty comprehensive. I believe my
I would
source.
say 50 in that village.
Well,
they are firing guns.
What I did is
majority of them.
I pictured the village in my mind, and I decided how many cabins there were, and then I just worked out roughly how many people would sleep per cabin.
That's a very
and I
scientific
just some
approach.
quick math, and that's what I came up with 50-odd.
Yeah, how many Russian insurgents do you have per cabin? Just off
What about does that include Hopper and his?
Everybody includes the Predator.
There you go. That's about right.
Oh, sorry, did I ruin the end?
Yeah, man. I haven't seen
He
it.
might live.
It's about right on my cabin count. That's about right.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah.
No, the site was good. The pop-ups were convincing. I found the site.
Well, they're bunk beds in the cabins.
Yeah.
Sorry.
to top to tail. Do they sleep top to tail? Top to tail.
Oh, good.
I think we've covered everything.
I think so.
Not as much as I want to cover.
I was going to say, as you said, we could make this 4 hours,
Yeah.
but no one will listen.
I'm a puppet down, and let's hear. You're going to redeem it. I have a guess. So let's. Who wants to go first on final thoughts? Kennedy.
All right. I've got a closing argument.
Argument.
Yeah,
Not tonight, man. Not
prepared
on
a closing argument.
Not on my special.
No,
day.
no. I'm arguing with anyone that doesn't like this film. I'm arguing with the critics.
Okay,
I'm not arguing with you guys, you manly men.
Not right now, Ken. I'm pulling a log down.
Should we go for a quick pump before we do the closing argument? All right, so closing argument, right? This movie is way ahead of its time. And I'm going to repeat a couple of things I spoke about earlier here.
Sure.
It's way ahead of its time, and it's stood the test of time, which I think we all agree on.
Yep.
The only thing was the slightly clunky kind of 80s action sequence, the Chuck Norris missing in action when they're taking over the gorilla thing. That was the only thing where I'm like, okay, that's clearly fucking 80s action stuff. Other than that, though, the rest of the movie's really cleverly shot, which we touched on before.
Yep.
Like, it's actually beautifully shot. Yeah.
Yep.
The jungle itself, which I spoke about, the set of this movie is so immersive, and it becomes one of the characters. Like, it's such a cool place to shoot a movie in a jungle like that, or at least make it look like a cool place to shoot a movie. The visual effects still hold up. They'd be better today, like if they were to remake it.
For 87, it's really
It's
fucking
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stayed in their lane and they nailed it.
Yeah, more than satisfactory for 2021. Like, you watch it now and go, that's fine. That all works.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Every character in this is just, we touched on it, like they're all big manly men, like those
They all
sort
have
of guys.
their
But,
niches. They all have their
but
niche.
they all have this little thing that each, and there's virtually no exposition
No,
with
you're
the
right.
characters, which
Yeah.
you love exposition.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah.
virtually none, but they didn't have to have any.
No.
A lot of it was just physical.
It just happened organically.
Yeah.
Look at the size of these motherfuckers getting out of this
Yeah.
chopper.
And for some reason, without really knowing much about Billy, we all knew that Billy fears no. Obviously, they said Billy fears no man, but like
say no
you
man.
kind of knew that before they said that out loud.
He's
So
just
it
got
was-
an aura.
yeah.
If we rewatch Predator again, you know that bit after the 80s action scene where he's walking and he stops and looks up in the trees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a good audio system, you can hear the Predator practicing Billy's laugh. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
Billy
just
hears
really
that.
quietly. Oh, that's
Billy
what
hears
it
that
is.
and he looks up. And
Oh,
that's when he starts
Yeah.
acting a bit differently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the moment.
I
So
haven't-
I forgot to
haven't
mention
picked
that
that up.
earlier.
Yeah.
But watch that. After the 80s scene,
Yeah.
the scorpion bit, just
Yeah.
before the scorpion bit, he looks up.
Yeah. I was watching it on VHS to keep the authenticism going, so that's why I didn't pick that up.
I had subtitles on, so I picked that up.
The other thing on the characters or dialogue, whatever you want to call it, is the one-liners, which we haven't really touched on too much other than Duff doing a few.
Stick it around.
Yeah, the one-liners are really good.
Yeah.
And they're not like, Running Man one-liners are kind of really over the top.
Like, do your thing. Arnie, do a thing.
Yeah. And they work. And
Yeah.
to this day, it's another one of those movies that you don't go a week in your life without hearing someone do a Predator quote.
Get to the chopper.
Especially
Yeah,
if you
get to
know
the
me.
chopper's huge.
I mean,
yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said one before that if it bleeds, you can kill it, like
Yeah.
all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Like
That's the tagline. So
Part of the
It is.
vernacular.
surrounded by the biggest, bulkiest alpha males that there kind of was at that time, and Schwarzenegger still just stands out above all of them.
yeah, it's hard to choose an MVP because the co-cast is so
Oh,
good.
it's Schwarzenegger.
And then you just go, it's Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All these guys are very good, but it's a Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
He's
never been a
MVP.
presence like that.
Nah.
Yeah.
So I just had that. It was a powerful performance from a powerful man at the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
It's just power.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
The score, which I touched on before, is just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
As I was talking about, adds that kind of sci-fi element to it, but it really sets the tone in every single scene. It carries the whole movie through. And I only noticed it once again watching this movie more critically. You start to listen for things like that and watch
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
The first 50 times I watched it, you don't realize how much the music is actually doing emotionally in you until
Whoa.
you actually go, oh shit, the music or the score.
It was at
Yeah,
my
it's-
wedding. I was
Oh yeah,
I
of
was
course.
already
Yeah,
deep
you were
involved.
very aware.
Yeah, deep involved.
The movie's literally everything you could ever want from a action movie, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't miss anything. The other thing, which I spoke about when Duff said The Rock, it takes itself really seriously.
Yeah.
Has to.
Even though you just said that maybe it was a bit satirical, but it does feels like it takes itself very seriously.
Yep.
Which, if you make a movie like this today, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like The Expendables is probably where they get the biggest cast of action stars or whatever, and it's just the whole thing's just tongue in cheek.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work. It's just
Yeah.
tongue in cheek. It's
Yeah.
they're not. It's almost like they're not brave enough to actually put a movie like that out and take it seriously.
Yeah.
Let's get these motherfuckers to make a movie.
Yeah, But this kind of avoids all that kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff, and no one finds it silly. Like, no one would say, "Oh, The Predator, a silly film." Obviously, the critics did.
Yeah.
But no one that loves films like we do is ever going to say it's a silly concept or a silly movie.
I'd like to think not.
No one that we care about, anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Fair
And
qualify.
no one that's listening to this podcast, I wouldn't have thought. So my final and closing argument is, if the alien in this is the apex of Predators, then this is the apex of action movies. I give it fucking 95, and I'm prepared to argue that in a court of law.
Wow.
90 fucking
If I had a gavel, I'd be banging the gavel. Bang, bang, gavel. Yeah. Right.
Bang.
How am I supposed to follow that?
You can't, man.
Yeah.
We'll just edit that bit last because my thing's fucking
Yeah.
1 minute long.
Well, I think that the impact for me, like I said, I do not remember the first time I watched many films. You know, there's like Star Wars, a couple of other ones. I distinctly remember this had an impact on little adolescent me, and seemed bloody great at the time, and has just become iconic since.
Yep.
Like we talked about the franchise it spawned, which nothing has lived up to this, right? Like nothing's come close really out of that whole canon or whatever you want to call it, the whole Predator universe. But it's grown in stature since, I reckon, in that it was in the sweet spot in terms of, like you were saying, it could take itself seriously at a time, released at a time when you could take yourself seriously but still had the technology to make it a little bit believable as well. So, like it seemed like an age of innocence, but we still had technology. Yeah, you like that, Duff?
Yeah, I did.
And the fact that when you look back on it and you look back at the cast and how perfectly cast it was, how well shot it was, everything, there's a reason why it's held up and it's relatively timeless. The score, as you said, hasn't dated it. The way it was shot, there's clearly this guy had talent. The fact that Arnie was just on the ascent and just wasn't going to stop ascending for well, has he?
No.
Darkseid
was pretty great.
Yeah.
The new Terminator. Anyway, sorry.
So it ticks so many boxes in terms of just pure entertainment, rewatchability, just a fucking stone cold classic movie. Like for any people around my age and 25 years either side. So I am absolutely redeeming this. I'm going to give it 88.
Bang. It's
Congrats.
huge, isn't it? An 88 and a 95.
We're still friends, guys.
Yeah.
Good for morale.
Yeah.
On to me. I didn't like it. So,
It's 100. Hooray! And the party poppers go off. You give more than 100? It's the end of the podcast. We never record another app.
I don't have to say much because you guys are literally saying what I wanted to say. Like,
You've
for
said
me,
enough
you're
over
welcome.
the last 20 years.
It is, I'm going into that.
Yeah.
When I was young, I loved it. In my teens, I loved it. In my 20s, I loved it. Now I loved it. In my 30s, if that happened, I loved it. I've always loved this movie. I can always put this on. Feeling sad? Whack Predator on. Feeling a bit horny? Whack Predator on. I don't give a fuck. Put it on whenever you can. Like I said, it's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's also an Easter movie. So put it on.
It's the movie for all seasons.
But I can't wait until my daughter is 12 years old so I can show her this. It's but she's going to learn today. She's going to learn what her daddy's about, like when it comes to film. I love this shit. I think this film it's almost perfect.
Yeah.
There's not many movies that are almost. There's one other I'm thinking of, but this one.
She's the man.
Fuck it. I can't have you mentioning that anymore in this podcast.
Let's do it. She's the man.
If he does She's the Man, I'm doing The Greatest Showman.
Nope. It's banned. You know it.
So, before She's the Man interrupted me, I can't. Yeah,
It's almost perfect.
I'm just going on a rant. I'm going on a rant of how much I love it. I would love to give it 100,
Yeah.
Do it.
but I can't.
Do it.
I can't give a movie 100. Do it now. If only because of the whoosh, whoosh during the fight scene, it loses 1 point.
Right.
And then, for me, not seeing Billy die loses 10 points. Wow. But then I see Billy thrown on a log, ripped his spine out with his skull. I'm not even sure if it's pre-cut. He just ripped the fucking spine out.
Yeah.
And I went, that's why I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
I don't care about all the deeping meaning behind it. It's a fucking man's movie I'm watching. I'll probably start drinking scotch halfway through because I'm all jacked up. For me, it's 99. I'm redeeming the fuck out of it.
99.
It's 99.
Yeah,
it
so
doesn't get
close.
any higher than that.
Yeah.
If
Well,
it wasn't for the
does.
whoopsh, whoopsh, 99.
I hope they release the director's cut for the 35th.
And then I'll give
not
it
the 25th, and they
get
take
rid of the
out the
whoopsh.
Yeah.
and they add in a
That's the sound when he rips his spine out. Got to use the sound effects somewhere. Guys got
Good.
paid.
99.
So, yeah.
99,
Yeah.
95, and an 88, did you say?
Yeah, 88.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, thank you, Duff, because it was a very good movie, and I'm pretty sure most of our audience would agree. And
Thank you.
that's
Yeah.
what makes them the discerning listeners that they are.
Yeah, we might peak out of this episode with more than 20,000.
Let's go nuts.
Yeah,
Let's go nuts.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of listeners, what do we got going on?
Well, we're taking a Christmas break.
Okay, that's good.
Going to take some time off for Christmas and just reassess a few things. You know?
Think about what we're doing.
Yeah, just life in general. Just going to stare at the wall, thinking, "What is life?"
Yeah.
What is love?
I'm
As
going
a-
to give
as a
you.
Christmas.
I'm going to give you a list of the. I'm going to go back and listen to the pods and all the movies we've gone. Have you seen it? And
Yeah.
you've gone, nah. I'm going to give you
I've
that
been,
list.
I've been making a
Have
mental
you?
list. Yeah,
Cabin
no.
in the
Yeah.
Woods. Add it on.
Do me a favour and watch 13 hours.
Was it called
Yeah.
The Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
Cabin in the
Joss
Woods as
Whedon
well?
one? Yeah.
You will not like Cabin in the Woods.
No, it's a
I think
horror
you will.
movie. Yeah,
No, I think you will.
I
It's
don't
clever.
mind Joss
It's very
Whedon.
clever.
I like-
It's
very
yeah.
subtle.
It's Joss Whedon.
Yeah, he's good.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So keep an eye on the socials. We're going to do something big. It's our first year. I think it's gone pretty good so far. Has it?
if I can say so
Giving
myself.
ourselves a rap.
Out of 10, if I'm a critic, it's
top,
a
top
7.
5
Yeah.
podcast.
So we're doing something special for the next pod. It's a back to work special, if you will. Each of us will choose 2 movies.
Yep.
And we'll put it on the socials, and you guys choose which movie you want to hear.
Listener's choice.
Listener's choice.
One of mine's Predator again.
Yeah, mine's Predator.
I'm doing She's the Man.
And Date with Ted Hamilton. Date with Ted Hamilton. Tad, sorry, not
Yeah.
Ted.
Vote for me. Vote for me.
Don't do it.
All right, so 2 movies each.
2 movies
Putting
each.
them up on the socials. People
Yeah.
vote.
Run
This
a
will
poll.
be.
People vote for one of those movies. That's our first movie.
We'll be back in the new year, a back to work special,
Yeah.
and your movie is what we'll be redeeming.
We're giving the people what they want.
Yeah.
Giving the people, got to give the people what they want.
Until then, thanks heaps for listening. Thanks for your
Thanks,
support.
guys.
And we'll see you in a few weeks' time. That was The Redeemables.
Bye.
Woo! Whoop.
The other day, I was going down to my girlfriend. I said to her, "Jeez, you got a big pussy. Jeez, you got a big pussy." She said, "Why did you say that twice?" And I said, "I didn't." See, it's because of the echo. Where the...